What's up, YouTube? I'm gonna turn this AC down a little bit so it doesn't blow so hard. Oh, I'm straggly, but you know what? I'm out here on the road, so I don't really care. So I was gonna, well, I didn't think about doing this until after I started work yesterday. Today is Wednesday the 5th. I came off my 34-hour reset yesterday. So Tuesday morning I was in, I did my reset in Jacksonville. So I left out yesterday morning. I went to Savannah up to a drop lot for Schneider, and I picked up a relay and brought it down here to Orlando to Walgreens. It's a Campbell's. It's a load from Campbell's, 44,000 pounds. I was about 78,000 pound gross when I got when I picked up this trailer, and after I filled up, it was about 78.8. So I was pretty close to max load on this thing. I just got. I had a 6 a.m. appointment this morning at the Walgreens DC here in Orlando. I got here about 6:02. It's a little real early for me. I stopped in Daytona last night, or yesterday afternoon, about 3 o'clock, because the parking on the East Coast, especially in Florida, is very, very iffy at best, because you just never know. I'll tell you why, because yesterday when I parked around 3:30, the Lowe's I stopped at was full as hell. It was full at 3:30 in the afternoon. So luckily, as I was doing my second pass around the lot, somebody was pulling out, so I got a spot. But from what I hear on the notes of this trip, I'll probably be here about 4 or 5 hours. And since this is a little earlier than my time, because it was an hour and a half to get from where I was to here, so I had to hit the road at 4:30 this morning, which means I got up at 4 a.m. And I'm usually not getting up till like 6, because I usually don't start my shift till 7. But can't be late on these things. When you're late, it's considered failing a load, failing a customer. So, well, as I said on the notes, it looked like this place takes about 3 or 4 hours to unload it. Sometimes they use lumpers, and I even have permission to pay for a lumper if I need to. But we have little checks we can write, or you can just call customer service, and they'll give you a code for the lumper to pay or to collect. But they always said nothing to me about a lumper. Just the guy inside said there was one person unloading today, so he says you'll be lucky if you're out of here within 4 or 5 hours. So I'm gonna hop back in the sleeper and I'm gonna go back to sleep. You got my phone number, because I just backed into the dock like it's a live unload. So my light's still green. I mean, I guess I've been in the dock now about 10 minutes. Light's still green, which means they haven't even opened, even looked at me yet. So I figured I would keep track of my daily work. I'm going to try to do a full week vlog this week. The reason you didn't have anything this past weekend was because last week, where I was off work for a month. You've heard me talk about it. You got to build when you're coming out here to drive a truck, you think it sounds simple, all you're doing is driving, but you have to condition yourself to be able to drive that. And I tell you, that first few days back, the conditioning that I built up over the last 8 months or 7 months prior to that was just gone. It was rough on me to get back into the groove of things. So I didn't do very well last week. I didn't do horrible, but I didn't do as good as I normally do. So I just didn't put a video up. I figured I'd just talk about it in this one. So like I said, today's Wednesday the 5th. It is now 6:39 a.m. Yeah, so we'll see how long it takes for me to get unloaded. But I'm gonna hop back in the sleeper and take me a nap until they call me. Alright, it is now 10:16, so I've been here for 4 hours and 15 minutes. It took them, once I got in the dock, I put myself on live unload, and it took them exactly 3 hours and 48 minutes to get me unloaded. So I got a couple hour nap. My next available time wasn't ready till predicted time to 4 o'clock today, because this place is unpredictable of how long it can take to unload. 3 to 8 hours from what the note says. Luckily they got me in under 4, so I updated my nat. I just spoke to my team leader and said, hey, get a hold of the planner and get me something out of Orlando as soon as possible, please. So this trip here, paid mileage for this trip, 425.8 miles. And total miles that I put on the truck since I accepted this trip, 426.2. So the reason I'm pointing that out is because there's times that I'll tell you that I put so many miles on the truck, but they're usually not all paid miles. It's because every route is a little different. I take the fastest and more fuel efficient route versus what the company thinks the shorter route is. Reason being is when you go the shortest route, you're going back through country roads and little small towns, speeding up, slowing down, and so forth. Trucker path mainly focuses on the interstates, the highway speeds. So the longer and more steady you can stay at that highway speed, the better you are on MPG, and it's also usually faster. Even though the trip may be longer, it's still a faster trip, time-wise. So that's usually where I go the route. But since this trip here basically was all interstate, I-95 and I-4, all the way to Savannah and down to Orlando, so it was pretty much similar. So yeah, that's it. I'll let you know. It's Wednesday morning still, 10:30, 10:17 now. So I will let you know what my next trip load is and where we're going from there. Well, that didn't take long. About maybe 25 minutes since I spoke to him. I'm going to a recycling center. Florida Recycling Services in Zellwood, Florida. My finger's in the way. Sorry. So, taking it to Dublin, Georgia, which is, for this trip, 350.1 miles. I could be there today, probably, but my appointment's not till... Yeah, I'll just drop it tomorrow in the morning, because actually I've only got like... Yeah, I'll make it most of the way. I'll drop it in the morning, though. So, yeah, let's go to this recycling center, Recycling Services in Zellwood, Florida, and go to Dublin, Georgia. This is newsprint. I guess, recycling stuff. This is a heavy load, 43,000, 44,000. Another heavy load, which affects my MPG, but, it is what it is. All right, I'm here just to give you an idea of what I'm getting. Just a bunch of recycled paper. Big old barrels, bundles like that, so. Heavy load, going to Georgia. All right, we just pulled off to at a Love's. This is actually where I started out this morning. This is where I stayed last night. Only about 120 miles from where I picked up. The only reason I stopped now is I've got still 4 hours to go on my 14, and I got 3.5 hours to go to the Love's I want to stop at tonight. Probably won't make it that far, but that's aggressive thinking. Anyway, somebody like a few minutes ago kind of sped up past me, and they took their arm out the window and they was like pointing towards the passenger side, and they gave me this symbol. So to me, I'm thinking they're trying to let me know about a tire. So let's get out and check it out. Alright, so the first thing we do is we pop open the thing. This is our little storage compartment under our bunk. Let's get our tire thumper. Let's go check everything out. Those four are fine. And it feels good to get out and stretch your legs too, so sort of go anytime you're going to walk around your trailer and your truck, you just kind of check everything, your landing gear, tires, any damage. You never, if you wasn't paying too much, anything can happen. You can scrape a pole or something. Now these tires are self-inflating, so I don't really have to worry about these tires going low. And if they do like blow out or whatever, I'll have indications in the cab, my air not holding pressure, and things like that. Over in the back, I need to grab my padlock too. There's no seal on this load. They don't ever seal up the paper loads, or the scrap paper anyway. So let's see, my hoses are still connected. All the thumps sound good. Maybe it was one of my drive tires from the truck. I don't know. Or she might have been. All my tires are fine. She might have been. So I just remembered, I just noticed something. She might have been talking about, because when these trailers are not airtight, so air does flow through them when you're driving down the road. She might have been talking about some scrap paper flying out or something. That's unpreventable. So Maybe she thought I was losing some load. I don't know. But you get out and check anyway, because not everybody, that's the first time anybody's ever flagged me down the interstate. So you always gotta get out just to be safe. But while I'm here, might as well grab some lunch. Alright, we are now at a Flying J. I didn't go all the way to the Loves that I mentioned earlier, is because I've only got an hour and 15 minutes left on my 14. So I don't like closing it down that tight towards the end, because you never know what's going to happen when you get to a rest station. Maybe there's no parking there, and then you got to try to find something, get lucky somewhere. So I stopped at a Flying J, which makes me 171 miles from delivery in the morning. I'll get up about 5, and I'll probably hit the road about 6, which means I'll be there in 3 hours. I'll be there about 9 a.m. But I've already got a pre-assignment. The next load is going to be from, I got to go over from Dublin, Georgia, over to Kathleen, Georgia, to Frito-Lay. And I got to drop the empty. Then I have to go over into Macon, Georgia, pick up a load, which is only showing a 6,000 pound load, which is great. And take that to Coles in Etna, Ohio. Total of 754.7 miles for that trip. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits for today. It's 5:15. I've only driven I've only driven 308 miles today. 308 miles is it, but I have been on duty for 12 hours and 27 minutes. So I was at the live unload this morning about 4 hours, and had to wait about 20-30 minutes to get the next load, and then I was over there swapping out trailers and things for, I was there maybe an hour. So I've been on duty for 12 and a half hours. I'm tired, so I'm just done for the day. So I'm gonna go back into the sleeper. I'm gonna do my post trip. I had lunch, I guess it was about 2 o'clock, whatever time it was last time we spoke. I had Arby's there at that Love's. That's what I got, was some Arby's. So I'm not hungry now, and hopefully I'll be asleep by 8 or 9. So I probably won't even eat dinner. But this Flying J has, I like Flying J's because most of them, they have the PJ Fresh food in there. They have the breakfast burritos I really like. So that's usually my morning. If I'm at Flying J or a pilot that has the PJ Fresh food offerings, I have a Red Bull and a breakfast burrito from them. Or I'm at a Love's, I usually get a couple of steak, egg, and cheese, what they call tacos, but I call them burritos, but whatever. Anyhow, that's it for today. I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow. Maybe I'll do this daily. Maybe I just do a couple days a week. I don't know. Maybe I might just do one collective full week, one video. I don't know. Depends on how much effort that I have to put into it, to be honest. But let me know what you think. This is my Wednesday. Thank you all for watching, and hope you all had a nice 4th of July time off. Now it's time to get back to work. So have a good one, y'all. Thanks for the support on the channel, and we'll see you later.